supports us in a great way. I want to ask him a couple of questions. We Revive has become, one of the most active businesses, I'll let you sit here, one of the most active businesses for the San Diego Rescue Commission. He's an interesting story because he reached out to us. Most of the time we're reaching out to you. And he made an appointment with us and came down and said, look, I run my business in a way that I'm going to get involved in the community. And man, has he gotten involved. He started with providing a $6,000 scholarship to one of our male graduates that they get to use for housing. He and his staff did a beach party where they trained our students how to surf. They worked the outreach meals, and then here just recently he did a company golf tournament with all the proceeds going to the San Diego Rescue Commission. So Brian Daly from We Revive, you guys, give him a round of applause.
Thank you, but I feel like you set me up a little bit. I got to follow up with Fatima and that.
She's pretty good.
That's not fair.
Good job, Fatima. Share with these guys why you called us. Give them the backstory on why you reached out and said, I want to start doing more with my business and with my life.
So I have a personal core belief that we live in this capitalistic society with that power follows money and organization, like Neville said, profit or for profit. It all flows through the corporate organization. So I just feel like it's the corporation has the biggest or best platform to do good in the world. In addition to that, as employees of companies, we spend more time working than we do anything else. And so I just feel it's a moral obligation to make what we're doing matter. Kind of like, again, what Noel said, for purpose. So that's why, I reached out. It's just something that it's been strong in my heart for ever since I got into business, back in 2011, just that we had to do something to give back to the community that we work in.
Well, share with these guys what you do at Revive, and then just how your relationship with us has benefited your business. Let's talk about it from that angle. We certainly know how it's benefited us, and we're grateful for the time, for the attention, for your support, for your prayers, for your encouragement, and all that you do for us. But what do you do, and how has being involved in this issue helped you and your employees?
Yeah, I every time we have the opportunity to do something with you guys or for you guys, I feel like we're not giving enough because we're getting, I feel like, a lot more in value just by doing it. So, as I mentioned before, the main thing, to remove all the pretense from, what we do. We're a real estate investment company. I like to sugar that up because I like to think that we do more than just investment real estate. But when it comes down to it, that's what we are. It's very easy to get super focused on money, being a real estate investment company. Your whole decision-making process is how can we make money on this property? And with that, it's very, very, for me, it's very, very hard to stay motivated about just making money. And I know for a fact that it's very, very hard for my employees to stay motivated about me making money. So I had to, I had to and I wanted to come up with a way that they can connect with us making money to being able to do something with that money that's not about us. It's about the community, and ultimately every opportunity that we have we get involved with you guys, it's a deposit in the bucket or the bank account of the hearts of all of our employees and me too. Like if I wasn't doing that, then I don't feel like I would be as motivated to push, to grow, to achieve as I am now.
Wow. We've been to the last several graduations in a row, and you stand up front with Kara, and I announced the We Revive Men's Scholarship Award winner every year. What's graduation been like for you and your family and your employees that come?
The graduation event is just rad. I get a kick out of what we do still to this day. I've been doing it since 2011, but I still get a joy out of being able to take a property that's been neglected and underutilized, forgotten about, and bring it back to life. Right? That's why our name is what it is. Being able to see that happen with a human, and at the end result of that, and hearing the stories like Fatima's, it's just every time we go, it's more encouraging than the last time about why we do what we do with you guys, and just helps us find new ways to do more.
That's good. Last question. The golf tournament you just did. Give them some of the details about how that came about, and then just the results of it. Because I got to stand on stage with you and get a big check on behalf of the San Diego Rescue Commission. Maybe there's some of these businesses that want to do a golf tournament and could hear how you did it, and it would make it easier for them.
Yeah, it's funny enough. So, without getting into the details, we had a very long giveaway event for our partners that bring us business in 2023, culminating in us giving away a car. In that, when we just finally got to the point of like, oh crap, we got to give away a car, we're like, well, we got to do it in a way that people can see what we're doing, so it's worth the investment that we're making. This is more of a marketing expense. So then, our team got together and we decided, like, hey, let's do an event. And that event turned into a golf tournament. And then as we kept brainstorming this, it's like, hey, well, let's make this a charity event for the Rescue Mission. We've been looking for more ways to get involved, and it really was just a genesis of a couple of meetings and ideas from the team. As it grew, I've been around long enough to see, in the real estate community, there's a lot of events that are put on for various reasons, and a lot of those events are put on with sponsors. So we decided to put in a sponsorship system and start getting involved with our vendors and other businesses in the community, and just our highest sponsorship was $5,000. The lowest sponsorship was $500. With the sponsors, I think we raised $24,000. The event cost about $20,000, but we had ticket sales that brought it up, and so we were able to raise, a net proceeds of $10,000. It was $9,650. So we just chipped in. We got to get it over that threshold, that 10,000 mark. That's good.
Thank you for all you do for us. Brian Daly, we revive. Appreciate you and Neville sharing today, and just giving you all, some of your peers, an opportunity to see how other businesses are engaging this issue and involved the San Diego Rescue Mission. I want to tell you about our vision. Before I do, I want to have Tim Marisic stand. He's our alumni ambassador coordinator. The team is an alumni, and so Tim's job is to rally all of our graduates that have been through our program over the last 15, 20 years, and to stay connected to them, give them opportunities to speak, make sure that they're still on the right track, keep them encouraged, keep them resourced, and so help me thank Tim for all that he does. Let me just plant this seed. One of the things we were going to get into today, because it's really deeper down and probably another conversation for another day, but we're always looking for employment opportunities for our graduates. And so that'll be part of Tim's responsibility, and as they graduate, putting them back to work is really one of the ways that you guys can help. Whether that's your company or whether it's a company that you know about. Job placement and housing is the last trimester. And when they graduate, they got to have a place secured. In order to secure a place, you got to have income. And so that's an area of growth for us. I'd actually say if we did a SWOT analysis, job placement is an area that we really struggle with. We get it done and they figure it out, but we'd like to have more resources to offer to our graduates that last trimester. So let me tell you what our plan is, okay? Middle of a homeless crisis. 624 people died in 2023, sleeping on the streets. I don't know why we're not talking more about that. I don't know why that's not on the front page of the paper every day. Do you remember back in 2017 when we had Hep A in downtown San Diego and everybody in the country was talking about it on the news, and we were all getting calls from people around the country, what's going on in San Diego? You guys are getting sick. 12 people died, and it was national news. 624 people died sleeping on the streets in 2020. That's a fact. We know that. And yet, what are we doing? When I say we, I mean we as a society, we as a community. What are we doing? And it's continued to go up every year. So my best guess, unfortunately, is that in 2024, it will be more than 620. because we're not really doing anything different. We made a decision as an organization that we can only control what we can control. And we're gonna do everything we can to give people that come into our program everything we have and give them the best possibility of changing their life. Now, Fatima would tell you, we can't want this more than she wants it. But if she wants it, it's all there. Everything is there for you to change your life. And I would even say to you, when you see somebody that's experiencing homelessness, know this, there's hope for them. They can change. Now, there is a small percentage of the population that is SMI, severely mentally ill. And we're not a hospital. We don't have any doctors, we don't have any nurses. I don't even know if we can take their temperature at the Santa Cruz Mission. But I do know that that's a population that we're probably not going to be able to serve pretty well. And that should be the government's focus. Let the rest of us that genuinely care and have experience in this figure out how to help people that can actually change their lives. During COVID, when we were sheltering in place, the downside of that was we were sheltering in place, and it was a scary time. Remember that? Spraying everything down when it came into your building, and everybody's wearing masks, and thought everybody had cooties, and you didn't want to get COVID, and it was just crazy. But the upside was it gave us the chance as a leadership team, Michelle over here, and some other members of the leadership team that report to me, really gave us a chance to think, and to pray, and to be creative, and to make some decisions. What will we do differently when COVID is over? And this is what we came up with, Operation Navigation. We made a fundamental decision that we believe that homelessness is not just a downtown issue, and we can't continue to wait for people to get to us in our big building downtown. That in order for us, if we're going to change the state of homelessness, we need to be more outward facing, we need to be more involved in the communities. We began to make some decisions to do some things regionally, and it just became a waterfall of opportunity. A waterfall of opportunity. And we merged with them. That's your boy right there. You know that. That's right. And it's really been encouraging. We merged with a little sleepy, small, didn't have any staff, rescue mission in Oceanside called Bread of Life. And then that turned into, we need beds. That turned into the city asking us to run a 50-bed facility, which is they bought an old high school for $1.8 million, and then they renovated it for $7.6. It is beautiful. You ought to see it. And we've been operational since August 17th. This started off as Operation Expedition, because I had to convince the board, I have a board of 15, that we should do more than just focus on our downtown facility. And this was going to be expensive, but they bought it, and it quickly became Operation Navigation. These are navigation centers, which are 30-day shelters. You are sitting in a 30-day shelter. This is not a walk-up facility, this is a drop-off facility. You get dropped off here by the police department, you get dropped off here by our outreach workers. And when you come in here, we take you in, and then you have to see case managers. The one primary requirement is through case management, we're going to help you navigate your path forward. We're no longer calling these navigation centers, we're calling them lighthouses. We have a North County Lighthouse, we have a South County Lighthouse, and then somewhere down the road we'll have an East County Lighthouse. Hopefully Sam will help us with that, because he's the guy out in East County. And we believe that through that 30 days, we're going to figure out where to go next. 357 people have come to Oceanside since August 17th. 51%. This is better than we projected. And it's only going to get better as we begin to do outreach more strategically and more effectively. 51% have taken a positive step forward and out of homelessness. That's not to say that they're where Fatima is, but it's to say that he went to detox. He came downtown. You went to a skilled nursing facility. You got on a plane and went back home to Utah. We got to have a place where we're assessing people. To me, that's the big gap, is that we're trying to go too far with all that everybody's doing, and I'm talking about everybody that's a service provider with homelessness. We're trying to go too far with people while they're living on the streets. Let's get you inside. Let's get you fed. Let's get you into a facility that looks like it's hopeful. And let's figure out what's going on in your life and then create a program around what you need to do to end your homelessness. I'm going to tell you something that you may or may not believe. But most people living on the streets don't want to be on the streets. They just gave up. The system is too hard to navigate. They're not sure where the help is. And when you start to look at the things that are standing in front of them, it's so daunting. It's not just housing. It's not just addiction. It's legal. It's financial. It's relational. It's spiritual. It's so heavy that it just feels like this is it. That's too much work. And so they need us to walk them out of that darkness. This facility will open up June 20th. Like I said, and then somewhere down the road, we will open up a third facility, we believe, out in East County. What's the next slide? So there's two things that we want you to hold us accountable to. And if you're involved in any other service provider, I would challenge you to hold them accountable to those two things too. Because there's really only two things that really matter. It's all good. Feeding and showering, we do showers, and we measure those. But those aren't as important as the two things we do measure. How many people did you get off the streets immediately? And how many people did we get off the streets permanently? She is a testimony of somebody that we ended her homelessness, and she's telling her story, helping other people that are experiencing homelessness. We'll get people off the streets immediately through this facility, and through the facility in Oceanside, and ultimately somewhere down the road through a facility in East County. We'll get people off the streets permanently through our rehab center. And this is a report that goes out to all of my $10,000 and above donors. As a little side note, $14 million budget, right? 60% of that comes from 209 donors. 209 donors that give $10,000 or more in a year. That's called the President's Council. We do an annual event for them. It's called the State of the Mission Dinner. It's not a fundraiser. It's just hey, you're investing in us. You deserve to hear what we did with your money. And this report goes to them every month. It gives me a total, how many people we've gotten off the streets since October 1st, the beginning of our fiscal year, and how many people we've gotten off the streets permanently since the beginning of the fiscal year. And it also gives it to you for the month. And then how many showers, how much food, what our revenue was, all of the KPIs that are like most important. And we send that out every month to our 209 donors. And so this facility is about getting people off streets immediately. We're in the process of training and meeting with the police departments to know the profile of people that we're looking for. And when you got somebody that says, I don't want to be here, and we got a bed for you, let's get you inside. So they bring them here, they go through intake, and wait till you see the facility. Rehab, rehab, rehab. And if you don't hear anything else that I say, I hope you hear this. Homelessness is a heart issue. Housing is important. You got to get a job somewhere down the road. You got to be physically able. You got to be emotionally well. But at the end of the day, homelessness is a heart issue. So let us get in there and figure out what happened so that we can help you walk out of this. This is a guy by the name of Derek. He was in the facility a couple years ago. And we take their picture the first day because you get a little key card that's got your picture on. That's how you get around the building. Well, as you move from trimester to trimester, you get your picture taken again because that gives you new access to other things in the building. And the longer you're there and the more you work in the program, the more freedom you get and the more access you get. This is Derek day 1. This is Derek day 60 as he moved up to the next one. Derek day 1. See how puffy his face is? You see how hopeless his eyes are? Derek day 60. What do you see when you see that picture? Hope? Peace? What do you see when you see that picture? Joy? It's working. I'm on the right track. My life is changing. It's different. 60 days. And we tell our new students when they come in, just give us 12 months. Give us 12 months, we'll eliminate your homelessness forever. But just, you gotta work the program. And we can't want this more than you want this. Last slide. Homelessness is not a government problem to fix. They can't fix this, y'all. They can't. And even with all the money in the world, $2 billion in 7 years, they can't fix this. I wish they could. Because it breaks my heart to see people sleeping on the streets. They don't prioritize. They don't mobilize. They don't agree on anything. So how in the world would we expect this to be a government problem to fix? And that's where we just went all in and we said, well, this is our responsibility. And we gotta show up big and we gotta show up effective on behalf of people experiencing homelessness because they deserve better. And I don't know what the circumstances were that led you to this situation in life, but we're gonna help you walk out. Okay? That's where we're headed. That's what we're trying to do, and that's the vision that we're rolling out here in San Diego. How's that sound? Yeah? finance committee about 6 years ago that said, you guys aren't doing enough with businesses. You need to hire somebody that gets up every day and thanks businesses, thanks corporations, that thanks social responsibility. And I said, we don't have the money for that. He said, well, it'll pay for itself, and there's so much opportunity out there, volunteers and just goodwill, and so we prayed it through, and Michelle hired somebody to come in and just work with companies. And then she hired an assistant. So I want to introduce you to the two people that run our corporate partnerships department, Kara Mears and Jasmine Ernst.
Thank you. Can everyone hear me okay? Hi everybody, my name is Kara. And I'm Jasmine. We're so glad you're here. We figured you'd want a break from hearing Donnie talk, so we're going to share a little bit with you. First, we want to point out what our vision for San Diego is. We do all things corporate, and our vision is for San Diego to be the nation's leader in how we as a business community work to influence and change the state of homelessness. Donnie alluded to this. We don't believe it's a government issue. We believe it's a community issue. And we want to help businesses find ways to get involved in a format that works specifically for your business. And it might look different for every single one. Just want to acknowledge 24 businesses are here in this room today. That is so incredibly inspiring to us that you showed up. You guys made a point to be here. You guys care. You're just making this known. And we so appreciate you. It's a testament to you that you took time out of your day to be here, and we see you, and just thank you. Thank you for being here. This is the first time we've ever done this, so we'd love to hear feedback when we're done. All right, here we're gonna get into numbers. We wanted to open up the kimono a little bit and let y'all know a little bit about our financials, just to put it in context for you all. We have a $14.2 million budget, and we break it up in a bunch of different ways, whether it's churches or grants or individuals, whatever, how that works out. Here's where we see corporate giving. It's about a $1.5 million budget that we have every year. So that's what Jasmine and I do. We help raise $1.5 million to go into our programs, and we exist to let our programs do the great work that they do. That's what gets us up every morning. We might not be working at 120 Elm, but we're funding that so that our incredible staff are able to do the incredible work that they do. So it's about 10% of our overall budget, and that's what it looks like. It continues to grow because Donnie keeps finding new facilities and new things to do. So this will continue to grow. But again, I just tell you this to give you context. We do have a business who gives about $500,000 annually. So we're asking for about, what is the math? I grew up in Texas. What is that, $1 million? Anyway, so about $1 million is what we look at. And you can go to the next slide. Just to kind of show you what that's comprised of, what we call corporate giving are just straight up donations and sponsorships. It is what we call home team membership. And we've got a home team member in this room. He's not sitting there right now, but you let Sam know that I acknowledged him. And Atisha Enterprises, they're one of our best oh, there you are. Hi, Sam. He's one of our home team members. Every single month, he donates to us. What a blessing. We know it's coming, and it's such a blessing to be able to support our program, folks like that. Special events, what we call company match, and that's just some businesses, if you donate, the company will match the amount that you donate. So if you do donate, make sure you check that out. And then in-kind donations, whether it's stuff you're donating, whether it's gift cards, that has a value, and that's stuff that we can use at the rescue mission.
So I'm gonna just pose the question of, sometimes we hear, especially in the business world, corporate social responsibility, right? So what does that mean, and what does that look like for a lot of the businesses in here? For some people, it's different. But essentially, it's this idea, and Neville and Brian kind of mentioned it, this idea that as a business, we have a responsibility to positively influence and society around us, right? We need businesses, and so businesses have such a huge, there's so much power that you guys bring. You guys bring time, talent, and treasures. And so what does that look like currently? How are you giving back to the community right now? And for some of you, you might have a program set in place, right? That you do quarterly events, and you have donation drives, and double the donation for your staff. But for some, you may not know really where to start. There's this desire to get involved with the community, but really not knowing how to get it started. And so we just tried to jot down a few things, and we would love to really help bridge the gap there. For a lot of it, it's you want it to align with your business, your corporate values, and then the stakeholders' interests or your employees' interests. And so that's a big thing that we've tried to make it a point of. There's so many creative ways for businesses to get involved. And so you heard from Brian, right? He works in the housing industry, and he now gives a housing scholarship to one of our men. We have Chase Bank here. They give financial literacy classes. And so there's just so many different ways and different businesses and industries in here, and you guys all have a specific talent. So we would love to help kind of incorporate those talents into the folks that we're serving. One of our main goals as we build out this corporate care program is we want to make it easy, we want to make it impactful, and we want to make it fun. And so there's no bad idea. We would love to brainstorm with you if you have ways that you've been wanting to get involved, and we can figure something out as far as what that looks like. We also realized there is such an added benefit when it comes to having a partnership and just having a transactional one-time thing, right? And so a lot of the time, we've seen, some people, they experience volunteering and then it's a one and done, and they leave not really understanding what it is that they did, how it impacts the community. And so we're really trying to shift and make sure that they have a full understanding. There's an experience and it's a mutually beneficial relationship. So with that, we'll go on to the next slide, which is, what's the ROI, right? What's the return on investment? What do you get as a business giving back to your community? And so there's a few notes here, but really, there's positive branding, you have the tax benefits, all that. But really what we believe is you can make such an impact and influence change in our community, right? You guys have such a big footprint, and San Diego is a great place to live a lot of the time because of the businesses that are here. Besides the weather, obviously, but we pay for that anyway. So we would love, we would love to have you guys just evolve as far as what impact you're looking to make, and really how we can help build this relationship so that you feel like you're making an impact. And with that, you can go on to the next one. What we try to do for our partners is give you something tangible to see and to show this is the impact that we're making. And so this is just an example from one of our banks. So Axos Bank, right? We for 2023 they gave $87,000, right? But these are all the different ways that they gave. Financial literacy classes. They sponsored our shower trailer. We set up shower trailers throughout the community just to bring showers to those that don't have the capacity to come to us. And so they got to experience that, host people well. Monday nights at the Mission. We have fun events every Monday night for the folks that we serve at the Mission, whether that be bingo or karaoke or game night, whatever that looks like. And so there is this interactive aspect to volunteering that we just feel like most volunteers get a sense of understanding of what homelessness looks like from face value, right? Holiday outreach meals, our golf tournament, and then from there we also try to calculate how many volunteers did you guys bring out? How many hours did you guys do? Because that all matters, and we want to make sure that you guys understand that you've invested in us and we appreciate it, and this is how you've invested in us. And so I'll go ahead and go to the next slide so Kara can take us through this thing. Events.
Yes, we want to share some upcoming events with you all. We would love to have you guys at any and all of these events. So I just wanted to highlight a few. Our Super Bowl, as Donnie calls it, is our graduation. We have it twice a year. The next one is May 4th. It's on a Saturday. Incredible event. You will be inspired, you will be touched. We have about 500 people in the community show up to support our graduates like Fatima. Really great opportunity to be there. October 10th is our President's Council meeting, and our President's Council are our investors that Donnie alluded to, those who give $10,000 or above, and it's an opportunity to celebrate our business partners, as well as it's a really nice event. It's at the country club, and it's just a really, really great event, an opportunity to say thank you, and as well as to share investor information with you, financials, metrics, outcomes, you name it. October 30th is our corporate golf challenge. We have 31 businesses who play as a business and compete for a traveling trophy. It's not, I have a friend here, you're competing as your business, and the business that wins gets their name on this trophy and bragging rights. So we encourage you all, any business, whether you play golf or not, it's just a fun event. It's our main fundraiser. We are hoping to get 31 corporate sponsors. That's $5,000 per team. It includes a foursome. It includes a replay foursome. For those of you who don't golf, like myself, I asked Donnie what a replay foursome is. You get to play another time with guests of your choice. You can bring employees or clients, so you're essentially getting 2 rounds of golf. Plus you get your name on a banner, swag, we have lunch, we have dinner. It's an incredible event, but there's only 31 spots. And I would love it if you guys got first right of refusal on getting those spots. It's an incredible, incredible event. If 5,000, if that's not doable, we also have $500 hole sponsors where your name gets on the hole. So I just want to put that out there. Love to have you guys be a part of that. November is National Homeless Awareness Month. It's a great opportunity to do something, whether it's volunteer or hold some sort of fundraiser or something to get your staff involved. And then we have our 2 outreach meals, and those are our best volunteer opportunities. We have about 10 spots open for businesses for each meal, and it's a sponsorship. You sponsor the meal, and you get volunteer spots to serve. And we feed sometimes up to 900 people. We provide showers, we provide medical checks, we have a little doggy daycare, we provide all these wonderful kits. Just an incredible, incredible opportunity. I know Mission Fed has been there a few times. We've had LPL show up a couple times for that. So thank you guys. Just a great opportunity to get involved.
So these are just, we also just really want to figure out a way, we try to offer a variety of different volunteer opportunities, so if one doesn't work for you, the other may. And so here are just a few photos of groups that have come through and volunteered, whether it be volunteering at our shower trailer, whether it be volunteering at our warehouse. So every Tuesday we have a partnership with the Lucky Duck Foundation where they provide the resources and we provide the volunteers, and they help build at least 2,000 snack bags that then go out throughout the rest of the community, and that's through other homeless organizations coming and picking those up. And so we would love to get you guys out there to help us with that. We have program support, and so you see, GKN right there in the middle, or LPL, that have come in, helped us with putting together backpacks for our outreach meal, or quality control and hygiene kits. Mission Fed up there that helped at our outreach meal, and so they served meals there. So there's just a variety of different things. If there's specific days that may work best for your company or you guys have, we would love to just hear from you, and then from there figure out what day will work best. Or if you have ideas, we've also gone to companies and done like a lunch and learn, or they've done a remote activity where they put this hygiene kits together, and then maybe we go out and do outreach together. So it just looks different, and we want to make sure that there's a variety so that everybody can get involved. You can go on to the next slide.
This is me. Hi, y'all. Our call to action. Consider being a President's Council member. That's a partner that can give 10,000 or above. We need you guys as we grow and expand, and as the problem gets bigger and bigger. We're not going to wait anymore for the government and everyone else to catch up. We're just going to move forward because we know our program works. Our metrics and outcomes are telling us we're on the right page. So consider being a home team or a President's Council member, and again, that's the one you get access to our annual event, and you get monthly reports from Donnie, or join our home team. Our home team members like Sam at Atisha Enterprises, they donate every month, and just auto donates. That really helps us fund our programs and pay for the daily operations. Just a huge, huge blessing. So 1, consider giving. 2, volunteer at the rescue mission. We talked a lot about some of the ideas of things you can do. I think it's the most fun when you guys tell us what you want to do. Get creative. Donnie gave me, both of us, creative range to do whatever we want. And we love creativity, so if you have some ideas, please let us know. I know Revive always has some really cool ideas, and we pull it off, and those are typically the best events. So consider donating, volunteer, let us come to you. We're doing a lunch and learn later next week. If it's easier for us to come to you, great. We have a great session planned where we actually have a fun quiz, people compete, and they get prizes, and they're learning in the process. And then finally, either refer us to a friend, other businesses, somebody else that maybe hasn't gotten on the CSR, corporate social responsibility train, or somebody that doesn't really know how to get started. Or advocate for us internally. Maybe your VP of HR isn't aware of us, and there's somebody that should get involved. We would just love it if you guys, were willing to do something like that for us. It just helps us get the message out there a little bit more.
And then lastly, the community challenge. So she gave you the what, the call to action. The challenge is we're asking if you would do so by the end of the year. And so whether it be get involved with our corporate golf challenge that's in the end of October, whether it be one of our outreach meals for Thanksgiving or Christmas, or even just a volunteer event at the rescue mission, we just challenge you to get involved by the end of 2024. And so if that is something at all that you're interested in, or if you want to kind of go over all your options, again, by the time you guys leave here, we have a little gift for you, but in there is a lot of what we talked about today, and then also just the different opportunities. And so if something jumps out at you, or you have questions on any of them, please feel free to reach out to us, because we would love to just get an idea of how we can best partner together and what best aligns for both of us. And so, yeah, I think that's about it.
I think we're about done. I just want to tell, thank you all for being here, and ask you if you can stay for 5 to 10 minutes. This facility will blow your mind. We'll do a quick tour. I know everyone's got to go back to work most likely. This facility is incredible. So those that can stay, we're going to meet over here, and we've got 3 different people to do tours. On your way out, you need to grab one of your gift bags. We have some really cool swag in there for you guys. If you cannot stay for the tour, just